Time for a side quest. Oh yeah. Cleared it by this much. It's always hip to be square. My 1967 Volkswagen Squareback has a fumes issue in the winter because I don't roll down the windows and my vent windows don't seal tight. So what happens is the fumes stir up behind the station wagon, as they normally do, and they kind of scoop into the vents where the seals aren't good. I'm still working on the seals, but in vintage ads I saw these airfoils. I decided I don't want to spend money on a vintage part, and they definitely don't make them new anymore because newer cars are more aerodynamic. So I thought I'd put together a little test to see if this works. This is modeled after one I saw online. I made it a little bit longer than the ones online because I wanted it to really grab. I'm already thinking of a version 2 needs to be wider and more rolled in the back, but we're going to see how this works. So let's see how I make this real quick, and then we'll go out and test it. Kind of looks like a little mohawk. Here's the idea. Template. Krispy Kreme, yeah. Template. Shaped like this. It's got to be able to clear my lid as it closes and opens. But it's going to swoop the air down. And then I've got to watch it as it goes down and up. And of course, now it's going to snag the cardboard because cardboard blows in the wind. So that's the rough template. Now I just got to make it out of metal and then make a cool little bracket that holds it onto my roof rack. I'll call it version 1. If it doesn't work, we'll do another one. They also used to make ones that go off to the side right here, but I don't want to screw anything into here. But if I made one that attached to here so that whenever you open the hatch, maybe that would be version 2. If this one doesn't quite work, I will go ahead and figure out the side ones. But it gives me a reason to bend some metal and learn the bead roller a little bit more. Here we have it. The rust is from the sheet of metal sitting in my backyard, and it rained after I moved the bug in. But it's only surface. There's no actual hitting. It's all the leaves, actually. It's kind of fun. Maybe an art project someday. Aha! Okay, now we've got to put some creases in it, but after we roll it. So I'm going to take this back out to the car. We're going to give it a little tweak to see how wide we need it before I start doing some finishing, like cleaning up the edges and all that, because I might have to trim it down. So this goes here, and it'll roll so that whenever this opens, it'll roll like that. The idea is it scoops the air from the top of the roof, shoves it down, keeps the exhaust from filling up the cabin. I don't really get that in the summer because my vent windows are open, but when it's stagnant air in the winter, I totally see it all the time. And you can smell it, especially in one section of the road I drive on, because the smoke surrounds the car because it's a gully and there's no air movement down there. Too wide. I'm gonna make it slightly smaller. So 9 inches instead of this 19 inches. So I'm gonna cut this straight line off. Okay, let's try this. That's a lot better. Actually can go up a little bit. Yeah. And that pushes the air down way better. I mean, it's not the whole sweep of the thing, but you know, it's a cool thing. Although it does already give me an idea for a version 2. I could do it the whole wrap of the roof. But this will get me started. Now I just need to make it so it's a little bit stiffer. So it doesn't buckle in the wind or something. Yep. Nice. So I'll just make this slightly adjustable so that I make sure I get this right. Yeah, that'll work really nice. Nice. Did a quick run to the shop at work and rolled this a little bit better so it's nice and stiff. Measured it out on the car, looks great. So the blue tape, the blue tape is the inner. I figured I'd just do something. I need a stripe here and here basically, so I'm going to bead it with this guy and make it work. So the tape is, I decided to just make that the line so I don't have to measure anything. I just taped it. So I'm going to go from that corner to that corner on both sides. That'll give it a bead. And I'm still learning my bead roller. I've only made a couple of things with it, but I made some improvements. Put the little spring here. It's powered, as you can see. Old wheelchair motor. When you find these on Facebook Marketplace for cheap, I got that one for free. I got a whole wheelchair for free because they said batteries are dead. Come get it. I paid like $100 for another one. I buy them all the time. Those motors are great. They work for all sorts of stuff, not just that. But it's pretty simple setup. I put a foot pedal on it, so I can work back and forth, and then it's got a reverse switch down here. Down there, you can't quite see. Right there. So I'm happy with it. I made a battery box for the Corvair with it. Turned out really good. So let's see if I can get this to work. I'm going to put the edge of this bead on the edge of that tape. And then start it so that the center of the die is the other blue line. And then that way, I'll know exactly how to do it both times. And then of course that means the half will be there. So let's start it just a little bit. It's a little too fast. Oh. Do it again. This time I'm just going to go back and forth with it. Other way. A little bit tighter now. A little bit tighter now. That looks really good. Oh yeah. Nice. Now this is warped a little bit, but I can hammer and dolly that back to flat. Now this is a little bit trickier because now I'm inside. Let's get rid of some of this tape. Because now I'm inside, not outside. So, although I guess I could do it this way. It doesn't matter. 18-inch throat. I'll just do it on that one. One more, I think, should do the trick. I'm a little bit of an angle at the bottom, darn it. Oh yeah. I'll hammer dolly this side. Man, that looks pretty good. Get rid of the rust. Gives it a nice rigid. Oh yeah, that's really rigid now. Check that out. Yeah. Yeah. No flex. And of course, because I want the wind to go this way, I think I'm not gonna do anything in the opposite direction. So I think it's good. Yes. Let's hammer dolly that out real quick. A little flatness will never hurt anybody. Okay, that's what I've got. So this is what I made. The fin mounts to this is the back bar to my roof rack. Yes, I bolted it on because I plan on making this a permanent fixture of the car. And brackets, sure, it's my car. I don't care. If I don't use this one, I'm going to use a different variation of it that I might have swoop. Haven't decided yet. But for now, this is what I've got. The one thing I did notice though is these are not very strong on the way they're mounted in there. There's a little set screw that goes in there and grabs this metal. I'm going to make that a bigger screw. I'm not going to use a set screw because I'm afraid of this getting pushed by the wind and blowing off while I'm going down the road. But this is what I got. So now what I'm going to do is take these two guys out, clean this piece of metal up way better than I did, primer and paint it. One, because it's not stainless steel and it's not going to last unless I polish it like crazy. And two, I already knew that I wanted it to match the red, the same red that Huey is on the top. So here we are. I'm going to put a little screw in there, put that back on, boom. Coat of primer's on. Use sandable, but I really don't think I'm going to need it. Turned out really nice. Okay. Let's make it regal red to match Huey. Red. Lots and lots of red. 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 Yeah, you think I like red or something? Well, you're not wrong. Anyway, it's drying time. Wish it was warmer outside, but it's 62 in the garage, and I've been using a heat gun, or actually my wife's old hair dryer. Yeah, it's their old one. Anyway, we'll just say this. Waiting for it to dry, so probably this afternoon I'll put her on. Here we go. Ta-da! Ooh, the bright light. Let's go over here. Oh, sorry. Yes, I drilled holes through my roof rack. No, I don't care. It's my roof rack, you know. I'm going to put this thing on here and I'm going to make one that works eventually. And for now, this one works. So there will always be one on here now, and I will make sure it works forever. Oh. And there we have it. The finished airfoil. It's going to go right here. Yes, I drilled holes in my roof rack. No, I don't care. The idea is that this will be here permanently, and if this one isn't here, there'll be another version. So instead of making some elaborate bracket to make it all fit and work and last forever, I'm just going to use this roof rack as the bracket. I put bigger, heavier duty screws in here that actually go through the outside wall instead of putting them on set screws. So that means this thing ain't coming off, which is a good idea because I don't want it to fly off at somebody else's car and cause an accident. Plus, the added bonus of it just works. Eventually, I want to paint this roof silver as opposed to the elephant gray that's on it. But I didn't get to it this year like I thought I would because life gets busy. And now this whole YouTube thing is getting fun and busy, so I'll probably do it on YouTube. I wonder how much of that air compressor you can hear, because it is really annoying that it's always running. They're doing construction across the street, so I hear it all the time. Okay, test. Let's see if it clears it. Oh, beautiful. I like it. I like that a lot. Yes. It's like he has his own little mohawk. Ha! I didn't even think about that. That's funny. There we go. So the idea is the originals would grab air from over the car, and normally you've got just some air that just kind of flips here and just starts to roll, and then this comes around and rolls and all that stuff. But this gives it a defined chute of air. Now, will it work at the scale I made it? I don't know, but we'll find out when I drive to work and see if the thing's got the air flowing, because I'll know real fast if there's fumes in the car. The fumes only happen in the car when my side vents are closed, which obviously is a funny thing, but my side vents aren't perfect. There's definitely a seal. Like, that's a whole nother story. But yeah, I think this is a good test. Oh yeah. Cleared it by this much. Hopefully that's enough. We'll see. always hip to be square. And there we have it. Airfoil scoops the air, pushes it down. Hopefully it stops the stirring as much as it did. I'll run it around this week and see if it actually does me any good, because you really can't smell it on camera. So we'll just have to find out by just driving it. I'll let you know in my short and maybe in another video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram to see some of this stuff as it happens live instead of at the end of the week or whenever the shorts and whenever the other stuff posts. So thanks. Have a great one.